In this video, we will show how to use the Repertory section in Similia Homeopathy software. First, we click on the Repertory card to navigate to the Repertory section. We can use the Repertory in two different ways. One way is through the search, and the other way is with the Repertory Explorer. The Repertory Explorer works like using a physical book. We start from a section, and we click on a section. Then we see all the rubrics in that section, listed in alphabetical order. If a rubric has a down arrow, we can click on it, and it means that it has sub-rubrics. This way we can navigate and see the sub-rubrics. We can also click the back button to go back to the previous section. To see which remedies are in a rubric, we can click on the rubric. This will show us the remedies that belong to that rubric. We can also type to filter. For example, we start typing, and it filters for morning. We can press enter and then navigate the sub-rubrics of morning. To go back, we can press backspace. Basically, we can navigate using both the mouse and the keyboard. The other way to use the Repertory is with the search. The search has two different options. The first is the semantic search, which is the default, and the second is the keyword search. The semantic search allows us to find rubrics by typing symptoms as our patient describes them, or just in modern language. It will find appropriate rubrics even if we do not know the exact language or if our search is very different from the rubric name. For example, we can search for doesn't believe in himself. As we can see, we get rubrics related to confidence and how it is described in the Repertory language. If we click here, we can see the different repertories available. The search we just did used all classic repertories. These are the ones available in the free version. We can also choose to search only one of the classic repertoires by selecting it. For example, we can search for Fear Dark. In this case, we only get rubrics from the Kent repertory. We also have many premium repertoires available. And also for the premium repertories, if we have access to more than one, we can search all of them at the same time, or just the ones we have access to by clicking All Premium Repertories. We can also make a search for a specific remedy. In the search remedy input, we can start typing the name of a remedy and a drop-down will appear. We can click on the remedy and it will be selected. Once we have selected a remedy, we can make a search without any text. This will return all the existing rubrics in this repertory. For example, in this case there are 20,219 rubrics that contain this remedy in the whole repertory. By default, all degrees are selected. This means that wherever lachesis appears in a rubric, from degree 1 to 4, it will be included. Or, we could also decide, actually, we want to only see all the rubrics where lachesis appears with a degree of 4 in the complete repertory. We can run a search, and in this case, it shows 3,563 results. We can also type something, and in this case, usually we would recommend using the keyword, because maybe we want to search for something specific. Okay, for example, we may want to see all the throat rubrics where lachesis has a score of 4, or we may want to see all the mind rubrics where lachesis is a score 4. This filter helps us with that. Based on the repertory that we have access to, there are different filters available. These filters can be used for any repertory. We can filter the rubrics by the number of remedies. For example, we can say, only show rubrics with at least 20 remedies, and maybe a maximum of 100. Or we can also say, only show rubrics with remedies inside the rubrics that have a degree of 3 and 4. This works for both the Repertory Explorer and the Repertory Search. Then for some repertories, for example, for complete, suggester, and sane repertories, we have also the author filters. Here we can decide to exclude some of the authors, for example from the editions. If we exclude certain authors, their editions will no longer be present in the rubrics. We can also create presets. So after we remove some authors, we can save as new and save a new preset. We will clear the filter now. So for repertories that include cross-references, we can hide the cross-references using this button. We can hide and show them again. Also, we can choose to display the rubrics in 2 columns by clicking this button, or we can return to a single column by clicking here. If we want, we can temporarily hide the search box to have more space. We can browse either the rubrics in the Explorer or the results from the search. The repertory section is designed only for browsing rubrics. If we want to make a repertorisation where clipboards are available, we can either click on Quick Repertorisation or go to Cases, create a new case, and start a new analysis. Also, when we click to expand the rubric and then click on the remedy name, depending on the repertory we have access to, we will see different information. For example, in the complete repertory, we can see all the sources quoted, the number of cured cases, and the number of provers. We will also see the occurrences, which means, for example, the remedy, China is present 15,621 times. This shows that in that many rubrics, China is included. We can click the Read Materia Medica button to go to the Materia Medica page. For all the repertories, such as for Suggester, in the same repertory, we can see the author without the source and for Murphy meta-repertory, we can see the occurrences in the page where this rubric appears in the physical book. For the classical repertories, when we click on the remedy name, we are sent directly to the Materia Medica.